Good morning and welcome. Thanks very much for tuning in. You're watching Times Now Live. My name is Amitav Vadwa. We'll get you a controversy that has now been reported in the state of Kerala because till a few months ago, KK Shailaja, who was very much feted as a dynamic health minister of the left government in Kerala, but now she is under a cloud after the Congress leader Veena S. Nair leveled serious allegations of malpractices during the early days of the COVID pandemic. Now, Times Now has accessed the RTI query and its which has put the former minister in the firing line. The complainant has alleged corruption in the purchase of PPE kits and other surgical equipments under Shailaja's watch in 2020. Now the former health minister is being accused of ordering a purchase of PPE kits at least 3 times the market price. Also, as far as acting on the complaint of the Congress leader Veena S. Nair, the Kerala Lokayukta has now cleared way for an investigation. On the 9th of December is the day when the former minister has now been summoned before the Kerala Lokayukta to justify and give her statements. Now, these are the statements and the decisions that she has taken between March and the May of 2020. But Ms. Shailaja has already defended herself on the allegations leveled against her, where she says that there was a shortage of PPE kits and the supplies were also depleting. And she says that the Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan had approved, saying that saving lives was much more important, bothering than about the high prices of the PPE kits because of the unavailability at the beginning of the pandemic. And the former health minister rejected the charge of the inaction as well, saying that the prices were dropped, the pending orders were cancelled and cheaper ones were brought. So let's, through the basis of graphics, let's help our viewers understand what this controversy is all about and what is the former health minister now being accused of. So as far as, let's draw out the pictures also that are coming in through graphics, we'll help you understand. This is the complainant Veena S. Nair, who is the Congress leader, who is now accusing the former health minister Ms. KK Shailaja, who was the former health minister of the state of Kerala, saying that there were certain malpractices when it comes to PPE kits during the beginning of the COVID pandemic, that they were bought at an inflated price. Let's talk about the former health minister, Kerala, called on 9th of December 2021. So this year that she was being asked to actually justify her stand, exactly why such PPE kits and other surgical equipments were bought at an inflated price. To that response that has been cited by the former health minister, saying that the chief minister was in the know, his approval was taken because he had said that saving the lives of the people was much more important than to buy higher inflated overpriced PPE kits. But the former minister also went on to say that later, when the PPE kits were available in the market, they had cancelled the order of the inflated prices and had started ordering the cheaper ones. So the details that are coming in at this point, what the leader has to say, as the controversy seems to be growing around the complaint that has now been made. But the BJP also now stepping in and has slammed Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, because they say that he is responsible for the decision that has been taken, and the RTI queries and the replies that have now been accessed clearly pinpoint the decision making to the Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. Vivek Karandalam is also with us. Let me straight away go across to him. Now, Vivek, now this is gone across to a BJP and the Congress versus the left in the state of Kerala. What exactly is this complaint all about, and the role of the Chief Minister here? Well, as we get connected to Vivek, and also as far as the BJP reactions are coming on this, now what is being said as the former Kerala Health Minister KK Shailaja rejecting the charges of the irregularities in the purchase of the PPE kits, where the former minister came up with an explanation in the wake of the anti-corruption watchdog, the Lokayukta, issuing her a notice based on corruption complaint in the purchase of PPE kits 2 years ago. So the role of the Chief Minister here, Vivek.
Yes, the role of the Chief Minister, that what KK Shailaja, the then Health Minister, says is that she has, approached, Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan when this issue came up. Remember, this happened in 2020, March 28th. When there were purchase of when the government had to purchase through KMSCL, that is the organization that buys the Kerala Medical Service Corporation Limited, through which they buy PPE kits and other medical equipments. What KK Shailaja says is that she had approached Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan on whether to buy on inflated rates. What Chief Minister said is that this is an emergency situation. and hence, there is no other option but, we need to buy it. But the issue here is that when the store purchase rate is below 500 rupees, how is that on March 28th that the government has decided to purchase PPE kits from one particular company called Sun Pharma, which is which is not even a company. Remember, this company has been striked off from the company's registrar in 2014, and it is actually not it's a proprietorship that's owned by a person. It's not a company that produces PPE kits. This actually is a third party vendor which buys from other parties. Within a day, the government decides to buy PPE kits with more than 3 times the price of, the PPE kits. That's the market price PPE kit. And this has actually raised eyebrows. And this is the controversy all about.
So the main complainant actually here, Vivek, is a Congress leader. But on the other hand, the BJP is also questioning with the RTI query that has been put forth exactly how many PPE kits had the Kerala Medical Service Corporation decided to buy from a certain pharma company, and why only one company was favoured amongst the others, where overpriced and on inflated prices such PPE kits were bought at the beginning of the pandemic. Let's listen into the BJP reaction.
The Kerala model of fighting COVID has been completely exposed, which was being hailed by the ecosystem as the world's best model was actually the worst model, because at the time when COVID was the priority, fighting the pandemic was the priority, the Kerala government had its priority as commission and paisa, not COVID and pandemic, and this has been proven with the Lokayukta ordering a probe against the former Health Minister of Kerala, Shailaja, for allegedly buying PPE equipment and other medical equipment that was required to fight against COVID at higher than the market prices, in fact 3 times higher. Super spreader events in Kerala, but they were busy blaming Mahakumbh. The former health minister has also said that the chief minister was responsible for these purchases. Accountability of this kind of corruption must be fixed immediately.
KMSCL, Kerala State Medical Services Corporation Limited, pertaining to the purchase of essential medical equipments during the COVID time, which includes of course PPE kits, gloves, masks, face shield, infrared thermometers, refrigerators, AC, etc. On 29th of March 2020, the KMSCL placed order for 2.5 lakh PPE kits to 3 different firms based out of Kerala at a cost of below 500 rupees per unit. On that very same day, KMSCL had decided to place order for PPE kits to a Maharashtra Solapur based firm called Sun Pharma at a cost of 1,550 rupees per unit. If you compare from the local vendors, they have decided to procure the PPE kit.
Right, so Mr. Ramesh Tenitala is also with us on the broadcast, sir. It is on part of a complaint that has been filed by a Congress leader itself. So you can be also in a better position to help us understand the complaint and the RTI query and the response that has been sought, because the former health minister has been saying that this happened with the prior approval of Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, that buy the kits and ensure quality of lives, because saving the lives of the people was much more important.
No, it is totally absurd. With the consent of the chief minister, any minister can do any corrupt activities. Is it proper? There were people who were ready to give PP kits in much lesser price, and they were quoted also. And unfortunately, this government and the chief minister and the health minister purchased from a Maharashtrian company for a higher price. If the chief minister's permission is there, then the minister can do anything, adopt any corrupt practices. See, during the time of COVID, they had done so many of these corrupt activities in Kerala. It has been it has been now brought before the people through RTI and other methods. And our Congress leader Veena S. Nair has gone to the Lokayukta, and Lokayukta has issued notice. This is a naked corruption happened during the time of COVID. This is not the only thing. So many corrupt activities has been taken place, and we had brought before the people of Kerala, and the minister has no way justified this corrupt practice which has been brought before the people.
All right. Mr. Chennithala, thank you very much for joining us here on the broadcast. Mr. Tom Vadakan is also with us. So, Mr. Tom Vadakan, the Congress leaders have been saying that there is corruption that has taken place when it comes to the purchase of overpriced PPE kits. But the former Health Minister, K.K. Shailaja, says that all happened with the approval of Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan.
Well, that is no excuse for the scam that is broken out there, because I think the Chief Minister himself is embroiled in a lot of scams, be what it may. But I think a proper inquiry is the order of the day, because under the circumstances, when lives were at stake, this kind of money-making and this kind of activity is not acceptable in our civil society. And I think action should be taken at whatever level, and an investigation should be in place.
Mr. Vadakan, thank you very much for joining us here on the broadcast. So both the Congress and the BJP raising those questions with Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, saying that he was very much involved in the decision making, because that is what has been seconded and justified by the former Health Minister K.K. Shailaja as well. But coming back to you, Vivek, on the questions that are being raised, is there, according to the complainant, as far as what Ms. Veena Nair had to say, that one particular company is being favoured over the other, but the justifications that has been given on part of the former Health Minister of Kerala, let's put that out, because what she goes on to say, that the Kerala Medical Services Corporation Limited informed us that the stock of PPE kits is going down. We are talking about early 2020, when it was just the onset of the COVID pandemic. Let's put out another justification that has now been said by that if we don't stock enough kits, the lives of the health workers would be in greater danger. Now remember, Kerala was one of the first states there that was affected because of the COVID-19 pandemic, where the former health minister said that the suppliers had raised the prices from ₹500 to over 1500 per kit. And I had to then consult the chief minister, who said that we should buy these kits irrespective of the higher price, because what the former minister says, that with the approval of the chief minister, it was more important to save the lives of the people than to think about the price of the PPE kits. He was of the opinion that the lives of the people are more important, and that is why the approval was given to purchase those high-price inflated PPE kits. But she also goes on to say that when the prices came down over time, the orders were cancelled of the inflated PPE kits and the cheaper ones were ordered. So after 15,000 kits purchased at 1,500 rupees per kit were supplied, and the prices thereafter came down. So that is the justification that has been coming from the former Health Minister K.K. Shailaja of Kerala. We'll be back after a short break, getting you multiple reactions on this big story.